The Joe Rogan Experience.
You know what I found out last night? My friend Kurt Metzger told me this. We were talking about the Elon gaffe, where he's like, my heart goes out to you.
So
Like, hey,
silly.
don't do that, though.
That's the perfect example of when you see a story, you
Yes.
believe it's true. If you believe he's a Nazi,
Right.
you're going to see him do a silly hand gesture and see that as that.
Well, he's saying my heart goes
Right,
out to
to
you.
you.
But that is how the
Fingers-
Nazis did it.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. This is what I found out last night. That's also how they used to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, really?
The Pledge of Allegiance used to be done like this until the Nazis came along. And then we switched it to this, your hand over your heart. So we cut out that part.
There's going to be a screen grab of you.
Well, there's already a screen grab. This was funny. CNN, during the COVID times in particular, whenever I get in trouble, the photo they would use of me was me at the UFC weigh-ins. So when I do the weigh-ins, I announce the weigh-ins. I say, welcome to the weigh-ins, everybody. I'm
so
waving to the crowd.
stupid.
That's what they did. So they would use this photo of me
So
to
dumb.
try to make it look like I was some sort of a Nazi.
Whatever.
Because I'm waving to the
So
crowd. And they take a freeze frame of it. I'm like, welcome to the weigh-ins, everybody. I put my hands out to the crowd. I'm saying hi to everybody. I'll show you this, Jamie. You probably could find it if you look for it, but I'm going to show you what it looked like in the old days. When
I'm looking at it. I was trying to find a different explanation. I have a picture of it. That's why I was just digging for better versions.
Well, yeah, that's it. That's how they did the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know
How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
That's in 1942.
Yep.
So this is, and then we realized, oh, we can't do that anymore. That's how the Nazis do it.
It's right around that time. I was
Pledge
just
of
talking about.
Allegiance would be your right hand up in the air.
Interesting.
How crazy is that?
Well, we were just getting into World War II, so we didn't have the views of Hitler embodied in us.
Pretty bizarre, though.
It is. Yeah. It is.
Now you're not allowed to do that anymore.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Well, it's like they're so funny because of this. There's all these photos of AOC with her arm out like this, and Michelle Obama. It's like everybody's a Nazi. It's so dumb.
You can go look at anybody and find that somewhere.
Yeah, if you move your arms at all,
Right.
you try to catch a ball. Anything you're doing where your arms up in the air, now you're a Nazi. Like, oh my God. How about that Hindu guy that kept his arm up in the air for like 60 years? You know that one?
Not familiar.
You never seen that? We talked about him the other day. Who brought him up?
I did.
Jamie brought him up. So there's this guy who has not put his arm down in like some insane amount. His arm is like shriveled. It's useless. It's
Why?
a devotion to Lord Shiva. So he has
Okay.
to show his devotion. He decided, I'm going to keep my arm up forever. And now his arm's frozen in place. And now he's like a really old man. That's what he looks like.
Okay.
How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
He has a useless right arm now. Like, look at his fingers are all twisted up and fucked up. His nails are all fucked up. His right arm is essentially completely useless. It just stays like that. It doesn't move anymore.
Power of stories.
Nuts. Yeah, 1973, decided to raise his right arm 90 degrees to the air. His fingers have withered to the palm of his hand. His knuckles are white with rot, and his nails have grown long and twisted. Well, he's a Nazi.
Oh, I didn't make that connection. I was like, why are you...
That guy's doing a Nazi salute forever.
I didn't
That's
think
how
about that. I didn't think about that.
That's how dedicated he is to being a Nazi.
Just connected.
He won't even put the hand down. He's all in forever until he dies. They're gonna have to get him in a super long coffin.
How's Elon handling this whole... He's probably like, what the...
Yeah, he was definitely what the fuck, and he was happy that the ADL of all people
Yeah.
Defended him.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, well, it's obvious. Like
Yeah,
anybody,
so dumb.
but all these people on Twitter are just chiming in, saying it's clearly a Nazi salute. He's doing a Nazi salute. Yeah.
No.
No.
So dumb.
It's so dumb.
It's not clearly.
Yeah, it's the whole thing's crazy, but that's a sign of the times, and they couldn't help it. They saw a thing, and they're like, "This is we're gonna run with it." He's clearly showing he's a Nazi. That Trump's in office, and he's a Nazi, and fascism is real, folks. Here it is. My heart goes out to you. It's just weird. It's illogical and weird, but it's a sign of this thing that is a real problem in today, where people will pretend something is something other than what it is if it suits their narrative.
Right.
And that's what this is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Power story.
Yeah, the power of story. That really truly is a great example of the power of story. Because the story that everyone's afraid of is that this right-wing dictator has gotten into power, and he's brought with him this billionaire oligarch who happens to be one of the richest men, if not the richest person on the planet Earth. And this guy is secretly a Nazi.
Yeah,
and he's
if
been
only.
hiding it all these days until Trump got in office.
It'd make
He's
a
like,
great movie.
Let's go.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
only. It would make a great movie.
Yeah.